to our podcast, Only Phantoms. My name is Sammy.
I'm Tom.
We upload our podcast to the RSS feed, which feeds it out to Spotify, Apple, and a few others. And also we upload a video to YouTube where you get to actually see us. And that is all on a Friday.
Aren't you lucky? You get to see us on Friday. As you finish work, you get to see our faces.
You lucky thing. I go out on a Friday night when you can stay in and watch our faces.
Exactly. We got some good content. So, today, we are going to cover haunted hotels. We're not going to say these are the most haunted. One of them is considered it, which we found doing our research. We didn't actually think it was, did we? But we're like...
Hang on a minute. We just thought it was creepy happenings, didn't we? We didn't realise it was an actual known for being haunted.
And then Sammy looked, she's like, oh, is this hotel haunted? And then it was like, this is the most haunted hotel. not in America, in the world. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Right down below now, guess which hotel it is. It's coming up last.
And it's very famous. It's not the one from The Shining, by the way.
I forgot about that one as well, actually.
That's not really as haunted as people think. It's just because of The Shining. It's like...
But it was because of his own experiences, wasn't it? When he stayed there, that's where The Shining came from.
Yeah. Do you know what, though? We should do like a spin-off of this, motels. Because you've got the Clown Motel, haven't you? Where it's like, isn't right on a graveyard also.
Yeah.
So,
that's true. Write that down.
Write that down.
Write that down.
Joe, I didn't watch that much. Well, we used to watch Ghost Adventures. We used to watch Ghost Adventures, like, quite loyally. But it kind of changed. I think is it Nick? When he had like...
Nick left, didn't he?
When he had Zach, Aaron and Nick. I think that was at his best because they were quite cool when he went to like Doll Island and places like that.
It was quite raw, wasn't it? It wasn't too animated.
Yeah, it seems really scripted now, and it's like every episode you get like the most insane...
It's too deep.
Too fake.
Yeah.
But
I still love it though. I love watching the old episodes.
Yeah, I still like it. But we're going to a museum this year.
We are. Is that Bacon's Museum in Las Vegas?
It's really good time. But anyway, I think that Clown Motel one is the creepiest one for me because I hate clowns.
It would be the creepiest one for you then.
Yeah.
The one for me is when they go to those caves and there's like a skinwalker area and stuff.
Yeah.
I hate that one. It always like
but
on edge.
They have the witches and stuff in there, don't they?
Is it that one? I don't know. It's when I remember them just having a gun and like...
Yeah, that's proper Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah, it must have been.
That's cool. I'd like to go there as well. You wouldn't want to go there, would you?
In the daytime, with lots of people, yeah, I wouldn't mind going there. But at night time on my own...
But even not allowed on there without permission of the natives.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so you're either going to get shot by them or you're going to get eaten by a Skinwalker. Basically, if you hear your own voice calling to you, just don't go towards yourself because you know it's not you.
That happens even in their houses, doesn't it? You see like videos on TikTok. But anyway, we're going on a tangent. This is about the most haunted hotels.
Yeah.
So far that we have a list of. Yeah. I don't know what.
Well, that's the thing. How many thousands of hotels claim that they are the most haunted hotel? You know, there's so many, but these are like ones that come to mind from us. Maybe ones we've actually visited as well. So. God, we're so fucking good, aren't we?
We are just...
We visited all these places before we even had to do a podcast on it.
We are Ghost Adventures.
We are. Toast Adventures, is it?
Clip-on suspenders.
I had this really bad TV and it had like subtitles on there when subtitles were like new. Like you could not... Like the show added them on, like the TV added what I thought they were saying. It was like on the intro of Ghost Adventures, like, toasted suspenders. Or,
no, clip-on suspenders.
Clip-on suspenders, or sometimes it's Toasted Adventures.
Just like all these spin-offs you could do.
It's like a meme before memes were memes.
Meme.
So, number one on the list, not saying it's most haunted, but it's the first one I could think of.
We have 5 to go through, by the way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, again.
You're like John Cena.
John Cena.
He's turned bad now, by the way.
Spoiler.
Yeah, no, it's the first time in his whole career.
What if people don't know?
No, this is like a 2 week. Everyone will know.
Yeah, but might be watching anyway if you haven't watched it already.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have 5 to go through.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this is just in a random order. It's not in the most haunted. But if you can guess what the last one we're gonna be talking about is, comment down below now.
Yeah, if you got it before we got to it.
Yeah.
The Golden Fleece in York, which is I'm trying not to swear so much, sorry.
You just really think that, didn't you?
I noticed I'm doing another channel and I swear so much on it within the first 5 seconds. I'm like, right.
The F-bomb is like...
Oh, man.
Constant.
Yeah. Is that argument? Is it intelligent to swear more or is it not? But I don't think it is, so I'm going to try and not now. And use different words.
It's when because your brain is going so fast, you can't get the words out. So instead of talking, instead of getting the words out and pausing and thinking, you just F1.
Just blow. That's just my normal word.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've gone to York once, but we want to go back desperately.
Yeah,
But
I'm going there for my Hendy this year.
yeah, why not? I'm going to sit at home and just dream about it. But yeah, we love it there. It's one of the coolest cities I've ever been to.
It's so nice, and like I think just Yorkshire people are friendly, aren't they? So it wasn't
Yeah.
like you didn't feel on edge or anything like that. It just felt like a really safe city.
Yeah, even walk around at night, it was like it seemed there was like no violence there.
No.
But I'm going on a tangent again, but I saw a post saying that apparently York Uni is very rough. I'm like, I don't imagine it is.
Yeah, we didn't get that vibe at all when we went, did we?
You've got Yorkshire pudding wraps, so everyone's happy. You got the Ghost Merchant, coolest shop ever. Even people queue up for like 2 hours to go
More
and
than
buy a
that
ghost.
sometimes.
We got 5.
Yeah.
And what's the other place? Oh,
There's the
Valhalla.
Valhalla.
The best bar you will ever go in.
It's so cool. It was really random as well because it just kept going on and on. It like up all these stories.
Yeah.
It was really cool. Drink some mead.
Oh, Drunks and Mead's got so many flavours, but I get really excitable when we find somewhere really cool. So Sammy's downstairs, and then we went up a level together. She was like, "Oh, this is so cool." She had like Chesterfield couches, seats there.
All really dim lit as well, and all like ambience, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's all like quite red.
It's like the most relaxing place you go in.
Yeah.
I walked up the next set of stairs, and I was like, "Sammy, come up here now!" And it was a long table with all like Viking stuff around the place. I was like, "Oh."
It's like a banquet table, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like you would rent out that room if you were going with a big group of people. It was so cool.
And I don't like too many. I'm not good in crowds really, but that is one place I really felt we needed more people because there's only me and Sammy in there. It's like a big long table, these cool like thrones. I was like, "Oh, I wish there were like more people over here to keep the momentum up." But
Yeah, but it still was cool to have that space on our own.
and my last sidetrack: if you're a musician like me, Gear for Music's main store is there. Oh my god.
And onto the
Yeah, I lost it. Anyway, the Golden Fleece in New York. Pubs and hotels are often the most haunted places in the world. This is due to the tens of thousands of people who have visited these places routinely for hundreds of years. Landlords have killed themselves and common drinkers have died in pubs, trapping their souls for years. The Golden Fleece was built in 1503, or at least it's mentioned in the city's archives from that date. The hotel looks over the medieval shops in the Shambles, which is one of the oldest streets in New York. The hotel is a typical representation of a building from the 1500s with its crooked ceilings and floors. It also has a big old golden sheep hanging outside, so you can't miss it. Now let's talk about the ghost of the Golden Fleece. Lady Alice Peckett. Her ghost has been seen going up and down the stairs in the middle of the night. People believe this is Alice due to the location, Lady Peckett's yard, which was Alice Peckett's house location, where she was moved to after the death of her husband, John Peckett, the Lord Mayor of York in 1701. That's quite cool.
So she's still buried there? Where she like?
No, she's buried somewhere else, but it's just a residual ghost.
Okay.
I believe it's not like a haunting.
Oh, she moved too, so she lived there.
Yeah,
It
so
wasn't her body moved.
when she was with the mayor, he died, and then she moved
Okay,
there.
yeah.
The Canadian Airman. A Canadian soldier named Jeff Monroe fell to his death in one of the upper windows of the hotel during World War II. He is said to appear in the middle of the night, standing in uniform, just staring at you.
Ugh.
Now this is where did he fall or did he kill himself
Or did he get pushed?
or get pushed? Is there? No one really knows for definite what it is.
No, we couldn't say, could you?
No, but
Should
they,
talk to the ghost.
he didn't leave a note or anything.
So it might have been a drunken fall.
Yeah, probably back in those days.
Yeah. What happens?
I probably would actually, because you got the crooked ceiling. So like, if you're drinking,
Oh,
you're
God,
like,
yeah.
whoa, trying to like
Trying to walk on a
trying
ship.
to match
innit?
there. There are said to be 2 ghosts dating from around the 17th century that enjoy the bar. One named One-Eye Jack, who wears a red coat and carries pistols. Dogs often bark at the bar, which he walks by, and the other grumpy man, sits at the bar until he's disturbed, at which point he swears and vanishes into thin air, leaving behind a really heavy feeling.
Probably because you've just offended him and then he's had a go at you. You're like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, but he's sat there in a busy place, drinking, and someone walk by him, bastard, and then just disappears.
How dare you enter
Imagine
my
that. Like, turn to the barman and be like,
What'd I do?
like, did you see that? You don't know. That'd be weird, wouldn't it? You'd be like, am I losing my mind?
I'd love it. Not losing my mind, but seeing it.
You've lost your mind.
Long time ago.
A very young Victorian boy is often seen in the bar. He is harmless and rarely interacts with the living, but when he does, it's usually with an innocent prank. After you hear a soft giggling in the distance. So you might like pull your pockets and you'll be like, haha. So, unfortunately, the boy died. He was trampled to death outside the pub by a horse.
Oh dear.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
Shouldn't run out front, really. A horse is pretty obvious to see, but
Yeah. What makes me feel sad about that is like horses don't mean to trample you.
no.
They like just don't know. They can't control their legs, basically.
There's just gangly things just roaming around. That's what I hate about like some of these stories. Like, I hope that's just like, I don't know, because it says that he messes with people. I was hoping it's gonna be like residual, so he's not trapped there. But even if he is, there's worse places to be trapped.
Also, if you're messing with people, I think he's getting some fun out of it. He's like, well, I'm dead here. I might as well play.
Yeah.
So it's not that tragic, I don't think.
Oh, well, I'll do that prank where you put like Pringles lids on top of people's pints.
I've seen that.
I'll just do that every day.
I can't wait to do that to you one day.
I know a Pringle lid everywhere. You won't trick me.
I will. I'll get you, boy.
I think my favourite story is that Roman soldiers can be seen wandering around in the cellar until disappearing into the walls. They don't interact or even notice the living down there. Also, these soldiers are in full armour, which must be an insane sight to see. Just to add, the cellar was once used to store bodies of people who were hung at the Bell Hall for the families to retrieve of the next morning. Imagine that, or your son's down there, come get him.
Oh, he's at the Golden Fleece having a pint.
Yeah.
I lied, he's in the basement.
Literally. Well, that one, I can't remember who it was who I believe it was one of the workers in the cellar. Just like, I think he was new as well, and he like left pretty quick after that.
I would.
But he like walked down there, and it was like you could hear like the jingling of armor, and he was trying to figure out where this come from. And then they're like up to their waist down, because obviously the streets have risen since the Roman times. And yeah, he just saw him just march straight through the cellar. But there was another case of that. I can't remember if I mentioned on the other episode, but these girls, they like walked out. I think it's in Shrewsbury, and they're out drinking in the pub. Walked out, sat on a bench, and one was like horrified, staring off. And her mate was like, "What's wrong with you?" And then she looked at the same spot her friend was, and there was a Roman soldier just up to his waist, staring back at them. So it was like a time loop thing, not time loop. Time slip.
Yeah. So
he was watching futuristic girls, and he was just as shocked as them. And said his eyes were just wide, like scared. So they were watching him as well. And then he ran off, but like there would have been, well, not even that. There would have been a building there, so he ran up the stairs, and he watched his body just disappear up the stairs.
Oh.
So and they needed medical help. They were in shock. Like
I bet. Like you wouldn't be normal after that.
And the police asked him about it, and then there was like a lot of research done, like what was around there, and there was indeed a castle on that site.
Oh, that's cool.
But I love that. So if someone like 1,000 years ago was like watching now, and they were watching him, it's like, oh,
that's so weird.
But I need to find where that site is and camp there or something, or not.
On your own.
Yeah. Recently, the skull of a woman named Elizabeth Johnson, who died by hanging on August the 23rd, 1800, was stolen from the hotel. Elizabeth Johnson was sentenced to hang for intending to use a fake £1 note.
How dare she?
But back then, I imagine, in the 1800s, that's probably like 100 odd, maybe. But still.
A lot of money for then.
But not too much to lose your life for, I guess.
Well, it's fraudery, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that the right word?
Yeah. The skull has now been returned though, and it's still in there. It's in his own little box.
Is it? What in
in her? But we didn't go there.
We didn't.
No, we did. We had such a busy time in York, mainly queuing for ghosts.
We were only queuing for like 45 minutes.
Yeah. And Sammy saw a ghost in York as well when we were there.
I did. Which
was on the bridge, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was where the original York walls were, city walls.
Yeah.
And I saw. I can just describe it as like, what's it, jester's feet? Like pointy, or like, not even that, like tights, you know when they have like pointed... Shoes, yeah, basically. And they were just running up these steps.
Yeah.
Which is a random tower, which I assume was like original to the wall, because it looked quite original, didn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a cafe or something now. But yeah, I just saw it run up and I was like, what the hell? Or like walking or something? No,
You said it was just walking along.
Yeah, it was feet. I forget things very quickly and my brain doesn't retain
Function properly.
both. Yeah, but I just remember seeing it was like from, like, there was no knee. It was just literally like tights and
Like
feet.
shins down.
Yeah, walking. But it was only like for like a split second. I was like, what? And then I like looked away, looked back, obviously, and then it was gone. It was really weird. That was fun though.
Yeah.
I enjoy seeing stuff like that.
Yeah. About time as well, because us especially, we're quite open to that spirit world, so...
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like-
I've seen quite a few things, but I just, again, my brain is so useless at retaining information.
You wait till you're really old and it like all go into your head at the same time, you'll be haunted by your memories.
Memories. That's deep.
That is...
So, moving on. Camelot Castle Hotel, which has recently come into the news because of reasons, but
Oh, yeah. Have we stayed there, by the way?
we have stayed there a couple of times, which we will mention in a bit.
Yeah.
Camelot Hotel is found in Tintagel, Cornwall, overlooking the sea. There are said to be 5 resident ghosts tied to Tintagel, 3 of which are tied to the hotel. The spirits act as poltergeists, knocking paintings and things off of tables. Apparently, guests have also been woken up in the night by a ghost wanting to give them a bed bath. Imagine like feeling a wet sponge just like coming over you, like, come on, but
That would be the weirdest thing. No one would ever believe you, but like,
No.
go down to staff and like, do you have people giving people bed baths here? Because one's in my room right now.
One's trying to bathe me. Ugh. Another ghost is seen walking from the hotel back to his cottage. The man was said to be an old employee who died at the hotel in the 1940s. So this is something I wish we researched before we stayed there, because I would love to do the walk to the cottage
Yeah.
that apparently Kate Winslet used to own.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it would be cool to like see that anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, do the little walk and see if you see anything. Yeah, that's another spooky place to stay. We actually experienced something when we stayed there a couple of years ago for my birthday. I don't know if you want to say, or should I? No, I'll say.
Okay.
Because basically, we know how. It's a really bad example because I'm trying to think of the word and my brain's already gone. We know how my brain works. It doesn't. So when I do my makeup, I'm very forgetful. So I will line out each product in order of what I'm going to be doing it. Because otherwise I'll walk out and I'll forget. I've not done my eyebrows. I've not
Just
done my
one
blush.
eye.
Like literally, it would be like that. So I have to line up all my makeup in the order that I would do it. And we were getting ready to go out. I lined up all my makeup and it was on the dressing table. And we were all just like pre-drinking, weren't we? There was 3 of us.
Yeah.
And we're just having a bit of a joke or something. And then I don't know whether anything happened before this or it just happened and we were like, what the hell? I can't really remember that much. Can you?
Okay, yeah, so it was a cold night because we had all the windows closed.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, one of the windows, like, you know, you get like the net curtain in front of it, that like rushed back at us as something like came through the window.
Oh,
and then all the makeup brushes went everywhere.
They just dispersed. Basically, it's as if someone whacked their hand on the table. All my products just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, it's like someone climbed through and like, and they're like, oh, and then went back out again.
yeah. To me, yeah, I don't know what I thought it was. You guys saw the curtain because I didn't see that, and you're like, oh my god. And then when I turned around, that's when the table thing happened.
Yeah.
So that I didn't see the curtain. And then later into the evening, after this happened, we were all like, oh, well, that's weird. So then we went out to the local pub. We had a few drinks and stuff. And then when we got back to the room, obviously we went to bed. And in the morning, our friend told us that she got grabbed in the night.
By her feet, wasn't it?
Yeah, by her feet, as like not dragged, but literally like grabbed.
Yeah, like someone's like, what is that? I
Yeah.
guess.
Or just like to wake her up or to spook her, I suppose. Just be like,
Yeah.
yeah. So she got grabbed in the night. So it was.
I can't remember what room it is.
No, I
But-
wish we didn't have, because it was a
back of
family
it.
room and it faced
Faced out to the ocean, yeah.
out to the ocean.
But yeah, that was really cool. I didn't actually, although that happened, I didn't feel anything bad in there.
No.
So it wasn't a bad energy, but it was still like a bit. Ooh.
It was just annoying.
Yeah.
I've definitely, it must be like kind of residual, but then the fact that our friend got grabbed.
Yeah.
I think we went in there as well, not provoking, not thinking that anything was going to happen. We didn't even realise if it was going to be haunted, because we love haunted places and like spooky stuff. Obviously, we Only Phantoms, that's our podcast based on. We don't necessarily intentionally go in somewhere and be like, this place is haunted, we're going to find some ghosts or anything like that. We're just like, oh, this is a really cool old building, I bet it's got some history behind it. And then
I mean, to be fair, we just walked in a room like this room looks really cool, so it does look really nice.
Period?
Yeah.
Periodic? I don't know. I can't think of the word. Yeah, it is really cool. Really cool stay. Would recommend staying there, especially now that the owner has given it a good name.
Yeah.
And saved it.
Yeah, how awesome guy.
Awesome guy. So then on to the next. Staying in Cornwall, we are now going to be talking about Bodmin Jail, which is in Bodmin, in case you didn't know. So Bodmin Jail was built in 1778 and performed public hangings all the way up to 1862. 55 executions were documented here, but needless to say, that isn't the final number of deaths in the jail.
No.
Conditions were less than ideal, with rats and infections spreading throughout the building. If you've watched Poldark, then you would see... Is it Jim?
Yeah,
It's Jim, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Jim, he gets very ill in it.
But the conditions must have been... man.
Gives you kind of an idea of what it would have been like.
Yeah.
So starting with the most prolific ghost, Selina Wedge. She was a prisoner who was executed in 1878 for the murder of her son. Selina claimed her lover convinced her that if the son wasn't around, he would marry her. He, however, denied the claims, and since her death, she has been very active, especially towards children who will then ask their parents, who is that crying lady in the long dress and why is she so sad?
That's to which the parents go, excuse me? How dare you? Don't say things like that.
That's what you'll be like. Obviously not hitting children or... But
no, I'll be like, oh my god, we're staying here tonight, and the kid just said that. No, and go, we're staying somewhere else.
Yeah, definitely. That's another place we have stayed, actually.
Yeah, that's really good, because they've refurbished the old cells into an amazing hotel.
Yeah.
Oh, it is awesome. But yeah, we stayed in one of the rooms there, and it has like who stayed in your cell, has a picture of them, if they've got it, and information about what they did.
Yeah, what their charge was.
And it's like 2 cells, so one's at the bathroom and one's at the bedroom. Oh, they're so cool now.
Yeah, I really recommend staying there. It's a bit pricey, it's a bit high class, isn't it? But it's so worth it because it's in the old cell block, and it is all designed as a cell block, just obviously it's a hotel instead. But nothing really spooky happened to us there, other than me feeling quite poorly, but I think that was just because of lack of sleep.
Yeah.
And the fire alarm going off at like 10:30 at night after I just turned over trying to get to sleep because I was poorly.
Yeah,
that was scary.
That was so good. But yeah, that what's her name again? Sorry.
Selina.
Selina. Her ghost is said to go to pregnant women as well.
And make them cry.
Make them feel really uneasy because she's kind of like guilty for what she did to her son.
Yeah.
Which you'd probably, you should be.
I mean, never kill anyone for your lover or potential lover, like especially your kid.
Yeah. What's that like?
Yeah.
Sorry, Jimmy. This is the end of the line for you.
Yeah. Sorry, mate.
Imagine that, like the bloke after, like, oh, I didn't mean it. I just suggested. I said it was a good question.
I was drunk.
God damn. That's so stupid.
Poor lady.
Yeah.
Poor little lady.
The Concord Colonial Inn. Concord's Colonial Inn, Massachusetts, was built in 1716 and used heavily during the Revolutionary War, especially room 24 where injured soldiers were operated on in the most painful conditions. Oh my god.
No painkiller, nothing, just literally...
Yeah, your legs...
Grit your teeth
being blown to bits. We're sawing it off. Man, that...
I wonder... Sounds really stupid. I wonder if it still would hurt because you would be hurting already.
Oh, it
and
would.
And then, or would you be like, yeah, well, this is fun?
No, it would hurt like you wouldn't imagine.
Okay.
Because your nerves are already wired from where the pain is, and then you're going to cut it just above
them
as well.
So it's very sensitive. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be good.
Hopefully you pass out from the pain.
Yeah. So, an apparition of a man wearing a top hat is said to be Henry David Thoreau. I believe that's how you pronounce his second name. Apparently there's a striking resemblance here. He is seen walking up and down the lobby. So just chilling. He's there he's just
there.
Just happy. He's twirling a cane.
Going about his day.
The front desk is also not haunted. Well, could say haunted, but there's a girl in a bonnet there. So just like a happy little kid. But in my opinion, if there's a ghost kid, it's haunted because they're creepy as shit.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. I don't like that.
kids.
Yeah.
I see it in a demonic way because that's what like poltergeists usually
Resemble, yeah. They
not
kinda,
resemble. Pose as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a little girl crying. But if you hear that in your house at night and you don't have a little girl, get out. Go for. I'll be out through. I wouldn't even bother opening the window. I'll be backflipping
Yeah.
through the wall behind us.
Just go through. But that's that thing, isn't it? It's like there's nothing more.
Unsettling.
And no, it's not unsettling. There's nothing more. I'll think of this second. What's the word? Not unsettling. There's nothing more precious than a child's laughter, unless it's 3 a.m. and 3 a.m. in the morning and you don't have a child.
God, I can't even imagine. There's another podcast I've listened to for a while, Graveyard Tales. It's really good. I recommend.
Love it.
But Adam in that, he is like petrified of ghost kids. So whenever they're like talking about a location or a place, like they say like, well, Matt usually reads out like the haunted sides of it, and then you mention a ghost kid, just around him like, nope, no,
No, thank you.
One of my favourites, which I really want to go on so much,
Me too.
is the Queen Mary Hotel. So that's in Long Beach, California. I couldn't think of a cooler idea, turn an old massive ship into a hotel.
Is it made by the same people who made Titanic?
No, it's Cunard, this one.
Oh.
But this is a pet peeve. The RMS Olympic survived, so they scrapped it for parts, yeah, and just for rebuilding after World War One.
You mean the original Titanic?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's another.
That's probably why they scrapped it, because they're like, we don't want anyone to notice this.
Covered up, it wasn't a switch. But yeah, why did you not just turn that into a hotel, like a floating hotel?
Would it have been before the Queen Mary and QE2, our hotels?
Yeah, because that was 1930s. That was.
Yeah. So it would have been the first hotel to do that.
Yeah.
That would have been really cool.
And an 880 odd foot ship could be a lot of room in there for people.
And also, it would be cool because you could definitely decorate it as the Titanic. And, like...
What was it? It was identical.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. But as in... So, to put into perspective what actually sank in the ocean.
Yeah.
And how scary it would have been.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Like imagine like all the experiences. Those like you could be like they did in Bob and Gel, little plaque like, oh, lady, what's her face, the really rich lady stayed in this room. Do you know what I mean?
It would have been so cool. I don't know. They missed a massive opportunity there. I'm sure like.
But then when did it get scrapped? Sorry.
30s.
It did get scrapped in the 30s. Okay, maybe they needed money.
But that's what I mean. They would have made more per selling tickets for hotels.
Yeah.
Oh, shame anyway.
Anyway.
The ship, which is now a hotel, is reported to have 150 spirits on board. That's, again, this, like, you probably have soldiers on there, maybe might have died on the way back.
Yeah, well, what was the Queen Mary for? Was it a warship?
It was a cruise ship.
It was just a cruise ship, okay.
In 1966, during a routine drill, a watertight door crushed an 18-year-old crewman, John Pedder. His ghost is often seen haunting the door where he died.
No.
So again, if you watch the Titanic, you know that when it's sinking, all the doors come down. That's that. So
those are not the ones with the things on.
No.
Like...
No, those ones are watertight doors, so they come down hydraulically and they just...
What was he doing under it?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's a loud noise. You've got like all the way down, and he just... I don't know if he might have had ear protection on, because it would have been loud. But yeah, he got crushed under there. He might have been joking. He might just be fucking around.
Yeah.
Said the F-bomb, but no, he was.
How many times this video, though?
Yeah. But anyway, that would be a pretty... I imagine that's like a trauma residual haunting. I don't think he's...
Yeah, like...
I think, you know what I mean, he's just walking up and down, he's spotted around there. I don't think he's like going, "Wah!"
Yeah.
Yeah, God. In the 1960s, a man was locked in his third-class room after he murdered 2 women.
Oh, no wonder this is haunted then. It says murder happened there as well.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Tragic and murder.
Yeah, murder.
Murder.
But this is a weird one. I'd really like to look into this more. This might be like his own episode. Reports say that he began beating on the door, screaming something was in the room with him. In the morning, when the door was opened, his dismembered body was found inside.
Dismembered?
Yeah. So, he's the only one in there, and he can't get out. He's not locked it himself.
You should think of like a ship room. All you have is literally, you either have a balcony or you have an indoor room, which is just a room with one in, one outdoor, isn't
Well,
it?
third class, you have none of that. You're down under with a porthole. So you can't get out the window. Nothing can get in through the window.
Yeah.
You're usually under the sea level.
Yeah, literally, so one in, one out. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
So
Ooh.
he was trying to get out. They were trying to get in to arrest him, and the door was locked.
Oh, what? He was actually stuck in there?
Yeah. He was banging on the door, trying to get out, saying there's something in here with him.
Yeah, but I don't know if that was just them being like, oh, leave him alone.
No,
see him in the
they're trying
morning.
to arrest him on it. He murdered 2 women.
No, but they shut him in the room. After he killed the woman, they then, like, to keep him prisoner, they shut him in the room.
Oh, I thought he like locked himself in there to escape him.
No, so that was his cell for the night until they can go get authorities or whatever in the morning. So him banging on the door, like, let me out, they'll probably be like, oh, he's just a murderer, we'll leave him be. Like, he's crazy.
Right, okay.
So that's what makes it weirder. Like, it'd be
Also-
weird if obviously the door was locked and they couldn't get into him, but you wouldn't want to get in there anyway.
Yeah. But the fact he's saying, it's not like there's someone in there, he's saying there's something in there.
Yeah. Look.
Weird. There was a story as well, where in the back of the ship, where you see where the propellers are, well, the drive shaft, I don't know what you should call it, a drive shaft at that point, but you've got that bit opened up so you can see everything, like the propellers underneath and stuff. Apparently that's haunted because I remember rightly, the ship ran over a boat and just obviously churned people up.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's ghosts spotted there quite a lot.
Oh.
And voices.
I was going to say, the swimming pool is really haunted as well, isn't it?
Yeah, by a little girl.
Yeah.
One place. Again, if I go there, I'm not sleeping.
No.
Not sleeping, I don't care.
By the way, this is I think it's the first class swimming pool that is empty. It's not a pool anymore, it is just an empty
Yeah. And like,
pool.
you would have seen it if you watched any ghost program going to the Queen Mary. That's one of the hot spots. They go there.
Everyone, yeah, they always do.
And you pretty much always get some kind of sound there.
Yeah. Not fun. Quick pause. We're now going on to our 5th and final location. So it's now you're going to find out whether you're right or not. Last chance to put down below whether or not... Last chance now to put down below what you think the last hotel is.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you've watched YouTube of any creepy video, you would have most likely seen this.
I think this was the first proper YouTube video that really creeped me out. As in, I usually watch really innocent stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was the first one that actually, like, no.
Even this, I remember watching it for the first time. I was like, this is just awful. This is like, something's possessed this woman here. Something's going on.
Yeah.
It's not normal.
It's not, it's how she acts and everything.
Yeah, it's just unnerving. So this one is the Cecil Hotel.
In California, in the Los Angeles.
In LA. So, January 26th, 2013, 21-year-old Eliza Lam checked into the Cecil Hotel. She was then not seen for 18 days until her naked body was discovered floating in an 8-foot tall water tank on the roof of the hotel. She was originally staying in a hostel-type room with her friends, but was later moved to a normal hotel room due to odd behaviour from her roommates.
But the roommates weren't her friends.
Okay.
So a hostel, if you don't know, I think everyone knows.
Yeah,
it's a random room with bunk beds, and you can pay really cheap to go and stay in them, and you get your own little locker to lock up any valuables and stuff.
Yeah.
But you stay with pretty much anyone. So she was going into one of those rooms, which I don't think she was with her friends though. Okay. I don't think it said anything about friends. But yeah, she was just in there with a random room then, because it's cheap, and if you're travelling, you might as well pay it.
In LA, especially.
One stop, Yeah, but because they were acting weird, she then requested to move rooms, so then she stayed in an actual hotel room where it was just her with her own like ensuite and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the footage. If you haven't seen it, Google it, have a little look at the YouTube. She's like, doesn't she go and ask for an ice bucket or something? I might be making this up.
I can't remember that. No, she is. Well,
she's like up and down, isn't she?
The main footage is inside the elevator, and she's hiding from something.
It's because she goes in and then she's waiting for the doors to shut. They don't shut. No one's in the way of the doors. They just don't shut. She's pressing the buttons.
Yeah.
And it's not going anywhere. So that's like weird to begin with. It's like, why is the elevator just like, not moving? And then she like keeps like stepping forward and like looking out really quickly and getting back in really quick, as if she's hiding from something.
It's not right, is it? It's really weird behaviour. But she's like looking, and almost like sometimes she's like in there smiling. It's like, what are you smiling about? You're like,
I can't remember that.
Something's going on here, but. Yeah, so she, obviously after that, wasn't seen for 18 days.
Yeah.
And then found on the roof.
Tell them how they found her.
Yeah, so to find her body, these people had they were in their room. The water was coming out discoloured. The water sometimes was coming out black. It smelled funny.
And it was low pressure.
And well, that's the least of their worries. It tasted funny, so they were drinking it. Okay.
They just thought it was normal because, like, you know, when you
It's LA
travel, water tastes different in different places.
Yeah.
That's what they thought. They were like, oh, it's a bit weird. Okay.
And yeah, so it was the decomposing body of Elisa. I can't explain how traumatized I'd be.
I would turn inside out. I would crawl into a hole. I don't know what.
Can you imagine being in the room and like, looking at them like, there's police on the roof. What's going on here? And then they're like, oh, sorry, we found a body in the water tank that supplies your water.
Yeah, thank you for bringing this to our attention. You've been showering with dead body water.
You're having a bath in someone else's
If they
juices.
have baths in there, usually they don't in hotels, but oh my god.
I cannot begin to tell you how much I would not want to be alive anymore.
Go in the water.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that. So yeah, the whole... I don't know. If they know something, then they're not telling us, but that's the
This is
weirdest
the thing.
thing.
It's still unresolved.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't know how she got in there. There's no other footage of her on CCTV. It's just her in the elevator, and then eventually she does walk out of it. But the elevator doesn't go anywhere. She just literally stays in there, doesn't she? The doors don't shut or anything, so she gets back out on the same floor.
Yeah.
And then she ends up on the roof.
So what I think is, personally, I reckon that's a possession.
Yeah.
What,
and then she climbed into an 8-foot water tank.
I think so, because if she was in there with her roommates and she was acting strange...
No,
yes.
they were acting strange, not her.
No, she was. She was acting strange, that's why they asked her to leave.
Oh, I read it as the roommates were acting strange.
No. The roommates are fine. She was acting weird, having weird behaviour, so they're like, can you get her out of this room, please? We don't feel safe. So that's when she went into her own room.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, and then... So I think she's possessed at that point. That's when she's going in the elevator. I think she's seeing a demon or something, or she's hallucinating.
But then I kind of believe her because, like, if she is actually hallucinating and stuff, why were the doors not shutting?
Yeah. So something's like
This
holding
thing with
it.
the doors is like,
Yeah. And then, I guess if something possesses you that strong, it could probably manipulate you to climb in the water tank yourself.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Because I truly believe if you're high enough on drugs, where you're acting like that, I don't think you're going to have the kind of consciousness to climb up something that's 8 foot tall, when she was only 5 foot something herself.
Yeah, she was tiny.
Yeah, so I really truly think that's a demonic possession. The Night Stalker stayed in that hotel also.
Oh my god, yeah, that hotel as well.
Ramirez.
There's loads of stuff there's murders happened there.
Yeah.
Loads of paranormal stuff. And
The violent injuries, they've said.
yeah,
It's basically like a cursed hotel. This is when we're doing our research. We're like, how can this place be so haunted from one story? We're like, oh my god.
yeah,
So loads.
so weird. But we're definitely going to have to look into more of the hauntings and stuff that happened there. We just didn't want to bombard it, make it all an episode about this. We just wanted to mention the weird case.
Yeah, because we're already on 45 minutes. You don't want to, like, this would be about a 4-hour episode in that case. So we'll have to do one on its own for that.
Yeah, definitely, of all the hauntings and stuff. But yeah, it makes sense that it is haunted if she was acting so weird.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to stay there.
No.
I wouldn't want to stay there. BuzzFeed went there and they drank the tap water. Like, I know. And then they said, oh, it's only been 3 years since. Like,
Yeah, oh my god.
what?
I wouldn't even want to go there like now. Maybe we give it a few more years. I definitely wouldn't drink the water. I wouldn't shower there or anything. Sorry, but I'll just be gross.
I feel that place has got bad energy, and I probably won't want to stay there.
No.
I don't think I would want it. I'd have to, if I went there to do like an investigation, then 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was going there for a trip, I'd probably not stay in that hotel.
No, thank you.
But to wrap this up, I want to give an honourable mention to the Jamaica Inn.
Okay. Because yeah, we're trying to go towards more hotels rather than inns.
Yeah. But as that goes, it does have a really good hotel side. But if you want to go somewhere where it's got the best environment, you're on Bodmin Moor, it's a spooky ass place, then I'd go there. It's not even that expensive either.
No, it's not at all. It's obviously more pricey if you want to stay in the original rooms, which are above the bar.
Yeah.
But even if you stay in the newer extension, it's still such a cool building to stay in.
Yeah. And I'll get into another episode, but I have when we stayed in, what room is it? Is it 4 or 5 or 6?
I can't remember. We've stayed
One
in
of
a
them.
couple of rooms.
Yeah, so if anyone knows the Jamaican layout, we walk up the stairs behind the bar, and you get to the top, and then we turn right along the landing, and then we're at the room on the left, end on the left. And I had some crazy experiences in that room, but I'm not going to talk about it this time. But if you go there and you want to experience something spooky, and that wasn't even one of the, I believe the room we're in was not one of the haunted rooms.
It wasn't one of the most active rooms, was
No.
it? No.
And I had shit go on, so I was like,
If you want to stay in one of the most haunted rooms, I'm sure you can ask the staff there. They'll tell you straight up. Well, if you want something to happen, stay in this room.
yeah.
I can't remember the name.
I think room 6 was supposedly the most haunted, but I don't know. Am I wrong?
They'll
yeah.
tell you.
Yeah, they'll tell you. But yeah, thanks for watching this one on the haunted hotels.
Thank you for listening. If you're tuned in on podcast,
Yeah.
and we'll see you next Friday
See you
for our
next
next episode.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.